In an earlier video, I made an argument that gun culture doesn't move in circles, it moves in a spiral. Old debates come back around because we seem to have memory holed the last time that we came to a consensus on them. This time, less about the specific arguments and more about what's actually deciding which ideas survive. Underneath these debates seems to be a mechanism that, when looked at through the right lens, somewhat resembles evolutionary dynamics such as heritable variation and differential success. Let's start with the clearest case, the gear. Before 2008, this wasn't mainstream culture. Rifle ownership was either hunting, competition, or collecting. Serious defensive training ran only through a handful of dedicated trainers. And most people who owned an AR-15 either served, competed, or found their way into a small number of niche forums or YouTube communities built specifically around the platform. Then the market cracked open. NICS background checks hit 21 million in 2013 alone, more than double any year on record before it. And the number never really seemed to drop back down. It just found a new higher baseline. The AR-15 went from a platform a small subculture understood deeply to the best-selling rifle in the country. The same stretch of years as when the tactical gear stopped being something you found on military surplus sites or eBay and started showing up on Amazon next to camping equipment. A plate carrier used to mean something, not because of what it did, but because of what it cost to get one. Money, yes, but also access. You had to know someone who served, or serve yourself, or spent some real time in the right circles to even know what to buy. Owning the gear was proof that you'd already done the work to know what's going on. That's a costly signal. It only functions if it's hard to fake. None of that really holds up anymore. What was once obscure and hard to find is now available on Amazon through next day shipping. Once the cost drops to zero, the thing stops working as a signal at all. So naturally, the in-group signal lost its meaning and we all began looking for a new one. We all knew this gear never bought any skill, but we figured it facilitated the kind of training we all wanted to be doing. The cost that used to sit in the gear moved to the skill, because this was an untapped resource in gun culture that had largely been ignored by modern generations of gun owners. Which is probably why the fastest growing part of the gun space right now isn't a new gadget or widget, it's competition. PCSL ran over 400 competitors in their two-gun nationals in 2025, and they're building a full competitor rating system for 2026. The tactical games just switched their entire target systems to match PCSL standards. The pattern emerging is getting more and more clear as demand for more intense forms of competition sorts itself out. That new signal only holds up if what's measuring it can be trusted. Recently, a relatively popular shooter on YouTube broke a 180 by what looks like a fraction of a degree and got a DQ for it. Ben Steger put out a reaction to this video, and pretty much everyone on the internet agreed it was the wrong call. But I think the best argument he made was that this isn't how we attract Type A personalities to the sport. That matters more here than in most sports, because the population moving towards competition is moving towards it specifically because the signal was supposed to be earned. Punish that population with something that reads as arbitrary, and you put the sport's whole reputation at risk. The idea that actually having skill means more than just having cool gear. A sport chasing legitimacy has to protect that measurement as carefully as it built it. The tactical side of this industry is starting to show up on the same side of that line too. Lucas Botkin, who built his name over the last decade in the tactical end, through his gear reviews and training built around real-world scenarios, he's been seen competing extensively alongside the launches of his two new companies, and subsequently has brought much of his audience of tactical shooters along with him. This is already happening wherever you look, in entry numbers and rulebook revisions, and who's willing to show up and compete. Last video's point was that gun culture keeps having the same arguments because most of it doesn't remember having it before. This is the other half. The culture moves forward, and when an old signal stops working, everyone quietly goes looking for a new one. And not necessarily because anyone got any smarter. Watch where that signal actually settles. That's the part of the spiral that tells you where this is going next. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Another quick video this week. I didn't get the chance to go to the range this week, but I appreciate you guys being here and listening to my rants about gun culture. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like, hit the subscribe. I have links in the description to my company, Shooter's Preference. That's the best place to support my channel if you guys are into it. And anyway, we'll catch you guys in the next one. That was 8:30.